Hey, Shiverwar here. You know me by now. You may also know me on Newgrounds as... Let's just cut right into the main meat of this video. This is a bit of a serious topic, so don't be surprised if I sound a bit agitated because I am. I am very irritated about this. It's no secret that people use music from Newgrounds for things such as Geometry Dash. Hell, I've even used music from Newgrounds in some of my videos. I don't monetize them, as if I could anyway, and I make sure to give proper credits wherever and whenever I can. If I don't know who the original artist is, I make sure to make note of it in either the description or a pinned comment so anyone who does know the original artist can tell me so I can properly attribute credit to them. I do not like leaving things uncredited, as it is a huge show of disrespect towards the artist, especially someone who makes their shit for free. Guess some people don't see things similarly. Let me take you down the rabbit hole that is the Geometry Dash community first and foremost. On its own, Geometry Dash isn't really a bad thing. From what I can gather, it was a game that was meant as a way for some unrecognized artists on Newgrounds to gather some traction through people making levels using their music. At face value, that's all well and good. However, this can lead to some unforeseen irritations, such as only getting recognition for that one track. I'm sure you all know by now about my Toho remix, Nuclear Fusion Redux. It kind of coasted along for a while until someone on Geometry Dash picked it up, used it, and it became massively popular. At first, I was quite excited to see people flock to something I made. I'm not used to that kind of feeling, it felt nice. However, after a while of people just commenting Yatagarasu or Hydra Garasu or whatever the fuck these people say, I wound up feeling utterly jaded by these people. Almost none of these people bothered to check out my other works, which is honestly disappointing as I've improved my music quite a bit since I created that remix. Other people compared it to another remix found on Newgrounds by GLS titled Flawless Wings of Yatagarasu. That remix is quite fantastic, I would recommend listening to it. I'll leave a link in the description below to this and any other tracks I either recommend or am using in this video. Sure, people will do that, they'll compare one track to another of a similar nature, but I feel like that's a little bit counterintuitive in a way. My remix is my own. GLS's remix is their own. I prefer it if people stop comparing one to the other, but such is life. Now, you think this would be the worst of it, right? It can't possibly get any dumber or infuriating, right? Wrong. A lot of artists, whether they make their stuff as a hobby or for commercial purposes, don't particularly appreciate when someone blatantly re-uploads their works, especially if no credits are given, and especially if the re-uploader monetizes the track as if it's their work and not the work of the original artist. This is straight up scummy, and if any of you out there do this, you are the reason I am making this video, and it is fucked up that you even think that's okay to do. Take, for example, the YouTube channel. Not only do they have music from a lot of Newgrounds artists, but they've also blatantly re-uploaded music from big names, such as the Skrillex and Nero remix of Holdin' On by Monsta. The icing on the cake is even if they included download links, this is still going against what a lot of artists have said, myself included. As if that weren't bad enough, if you go to this person's videos, a good chunk, if not all of them, have ad placements. I imagine some of these are content ID'd, such as Dan Johansen, go check him out, but some don't have that luxury. So money is being made off of their hard work by someone who seems to have little to no respect for these artists. It's downright infuriating. They're not the only ones who are doing this, but I find this to be one of the more egregious cases. I sincerely doubt that they even got permission to do so. For example, this channel has a few songs by Waterflame, another prominent musician on both Newgrounds and YouTube. I've used music from him before, but in my case, it was for my videos on Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. I always made sure to credit him and everything else I've used in both the video itself and the description. Not only that, but my usage of these tracks is fine under fair use since it's used in gameplay videos and not just to re-upload popular music. Hell, sometimes there's even commentary from me over these tracks. This, however, this is not okay. Just re-uploading someone else's track is not okay, even if the artist is credited. It's shallow, it's wrong, and it's a scummy move by these people. If you want to support the music, take the time to look up their names and go to their actual channels or pages, not these online libraries of blatant re-uploads and borderline stolen music. And speaking of stolen music, the problem isn't just on YouTube. It's pretty rampant on Newgrounds itself as well. I've reported a few of these people before, but that doesn't stop more from popping up. Whenever I find a track that seems like it was just uploaded to Newgrounds for use in Geometry Dash, I cross-reference with the track on YouTube itself or other sources to see if the sound matches up. In doing this, I am able to find out whether or not someone took a track and just uploaded it to Newgrounds with or without the intention to use it in Geometry Dash. Newgrounds has explicit rules against this very thing. As a Newgrounds user, I am also beholden to these rules, and I've been around Newgrounds since 2005, so I'd say I'm pretty well versed in the rules they set. These people don't give a shit about the rules though, and actively try to skirt around them simply to give themselves something to profit off of, whether monetarily or not. If you're out there and you want to put something up on Newgrounds, it's important that you understand that you're beholden to the same rules everyone else is. Let me break it down for you and quickly highlight what I consider to be 5 of the more important rules to follow. 1. Do not upload music you did not make because you want to use it in Geometry Dash. Geometry Dash has a lot of music from Newgrounds on it thanks to an official whitelist by RobTop. If your track is not on the whitelist, it cannot be used in Geometry Dash. Plain and simple. However, some people don't seem to know or care about this rule and just re-upload without any hesitation, hoping some popular music will make it onto Geometry Dash. This is not okay. Never has been and never will be. 2. Do not upload audio that you did not create and have full rights to. Pretty simple stuff, really. Don't upload something you didn't make. Easy, right? Well, apparently, some people are deaf or blind to this rule as well. I've seen things like Ultimate Battle from Dragon Ball Super and even some stuff from YouTube users uploaded here, without the YouTube users themselves being the ones to do it. I've lost track of how many of these bozos I've reported, but let me assure you, I'm only just getting started. 3. You may not use copyrighted or unlicensed samples. Pretty standard, although I must confess that when I was younger, I too was guilty of doing this with a few One-Winged Angel remixes where I used the vocals, which were part of a Final Fantasy VII sound font. I have since learned and now know better than to do this. I only hope that others are able to learn from this as well and not do it anymore. 4. You may not upload a MIDI rip or one-to-one recreation with new instruments. It's fine to use a MIDI as a reference, sure. Synthesia videos and certain MIDIs are how I'm able to create some of my covers and remixes after all. However, I do not condone the use of MIDIs as a direct copy-paste into a digital audio workstation and reassigning instruments to them, and neither does Newgrounds. If you're gonna use a MIDI, have it be a visual reference for when you create your remixes and covers, if you even need one at all, such as a Synthesia video. There are loads of these on YouTube, and they all provide a visual MIDI reference of the track you're looking into. How you do the mixing is up to you, but try to make it your own in some way, shape, or form, even if it's a simple beat change or genre shift. Don't just rip something, assign new instruments to it, and call it your own. That ain't it, chief. And 5. You may not upload a cover or remix of an unlicensed commercial song. I feel like the actual text says it better here than I can, so let me just read it out here. Covers and remixes of existing songs are accepted if you have permission from the original artist or the original song is public domain. We cannot accept covers of songs you've heard on the radio or anything else that you don't have rights to. Mashups of unlicensed commercial music are also not allowed due to similar rights issues. Please ensure that your song is able to pass a reasonable person test, meaning that it does not sound similar or have VSTs or synths that sound similar to copyrighted materials. Nightcore, speeding up source material and increasing pitch, is not allowed even if you have permission to use the source material. Now, I feel a lot of people kind of unintentionally skirt by this rule since plenty of remixes are pretty standard reorchestrations, which a lot of mine are, but I do try to implement my own personal style to them, such as a genre change and a few added flares in the track itself. Remixing is a huge part of the music community and industry, and some remixes fall in line with covers, and while those on their own are okay and fine, it's important to note that you should implement your own style or make it distinguishable from the original product. If people can't tell the difference, problems may arise from it, and I'm sure you all out there would want to avoid that kind of headache, right? Well, as I've stated previously, some people just plain don't give a damn. They'll upload whatever the hell they want, even if it's not something they themselves made. It kind of takes attention away from aspiring artists who make something either original or a remix of something in their style and try to be recognized for it. Instead, all the attention go to these jackasses who think uploading a track they found on YouTube up to Newgrounds for purpose of getting on Geometry Dash or taking credit for work that isn't even theirs is even remotely okay. It's not. That lot is stupid, alright? Don't be like them. If you're a Newgrounds user and you notice someone uploads something that may or may not be stolen, bring it up to a moderator and report the user responsible. The fewer of these jackasses we have on that site, the better. At this point, I don't give a damn if I lose subscribers over this. The whole reason I started uploading some of my music on this channel anyway was because other people were uploading my shit and getting more recognition for it than I, the creator, was. People who re-upload other people's stuff are just... make me angry, guys, they really do. It sucks that I even have to make this kind of video, but when so many other people are doing this, effectively stealing people's work, someone has to say something, and I feel like I've sat through this enough to have a say. If you're an artist and you feel your work has been stolen by someone, speak up. If you're a music artist and you see someone on YouTube, Newgrounds, or even SoundCloud uploading your music just to gain popularity, report that shit. If you're the kind of person who re-uploads people's works, even under the guise of Nightcore, you are the very reason I am as angry with this community as I am. Stop doing that shit or you'll never hear the end of it. If you're using my works for anything like a gameplay video or a project or something like that, that's more acceptable as long as you don't monetize it and as long as you give me proper credits and share a link to the proper download page of my music. When used with gameplay or commentary, that's a more transformative work and falls under fair use and is thus acceptable. Not blatant re-uploads simply because you happen to like the artist. If you like the artist's work, you support them properly, not try to mooch off of their works. I've had it. I'm done. I'll see you all later.